want to learn how to change how you use social media and get a better handle on social media and your mental well-being, your mental health? If so, stick around, watch this video. There's going to be loads of tips, loads of strategies, and my kind of perspective on real life and social media and how we can actually balance the two. Do subscribe, do enjoy this video, share it with your network of friends and so on. If you like, please do like this video and feel free to share any comments below as well. Blazers, Leila here with your mindset makeover for this week, and this week we are talking about social media and real life and how we can actually get a better handle on how we use the two together and how we can take care of our mental health and our well-being, because that is the most important thing in a world where we receive all this content from all over the place, all this information, and it can just like get too much. I know it's definitely felt like it's too much for me at times as well, and I'm guessing it's the same for you too. So let's get straight into it. I have a Leila's Wise vibe, which shares and says that real life exists outside of social media. A couple of weeks ago, I did a talk, a keynote assembly at a secondary school in Glasgow, and this was one of the points that I shared. It was one of the main points, is that real life exists outside of social media. Social media is an absolute fantastic tool for connecting with people, for creators, for creating content, for sharing that with an audience, sharing that with people that are actually interested in what you have to share and what your knowledge is and your expertise and so on. It's also great, obviously, for businesses, for letting people know what our products are, what our services are, and so much more. Young people, older people love using social media to stay connected with friends and people that they've met along the way. It definitely has a lot of pluses. But if we're not careful, we will lose a sense of ourselves because of how often we are on social media. And so this idea that real life exists outside of social media is super important to start implementing into our lives, because the reality is, the real kind of reality is not the virtual reality that social media is. The real kind of reality of human beings, of humanity, is that we want to connect, we want to be understood, we want to be loved, and we want to share love with others. And we want to have these human interactions through deeper, meaningful conversations and communication. We want to, be challenged, and we want to have fun and laugh and hear our own laughter and engage in that laughter and joy with others. Now, in some ways, yes, it is kind of possible through social media, but actually in how it feels natural for us, we can't do that through virtual realities. We can't do that through social media. But we can when we catch up with a friend. We can when we, go out and meet new people and we try different things and we have experiences. Experiences allow us to connect with ourselves, with our joy, with our happiness, with our, with our dreams, with our fears and so on, in a way that social media doesn't. So what I'm going to share with you here are a couple of tips as well on how we can use social media in a way that encourages us to take care of our mental health, our mental well-being. Number one is to limit your time. You decide, you're the decider, you're the controller of how often you're on social media. Now, I get it. There's a lot of psychology in these platforms that has us continually consuming and being on social media. We're being programmed continually and constantly to keep reaching for the phones, to keep reaching for the computer or whatever it might be, to be on these social media platforms. But I would say is limit your time on social media. Be strict with yourself. Have boundaries in place as to when you're going to be on social media and what you're going to be doing on these platforms. Are you just scrolling? Are you replying back to comments? Are you creating content? Are you going to be uploading and then just leaving it be? Or are you going to be uploading and then be on social media for a couple of hours? Or are you going to be working on it? Or what are you going to be doing? So be very clear on what your objective is, and then limit the time that you're on there. And this is where you as a human being can take charge and take control of how often you're consuming social media. Okay, you are the deciding factor. You decide what is right and true for you. No matter how addicted you are, it is 100% possible to just step back and say, you know what, I'm going to be on social media. I'm going to check my profiles for 20 minutes or half an hour a day. Maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. Whatever feels right for you, but you're the one who gets to choose and decide that you are going to limit your time. Number two is to try out a digital detox. I often do these when because I use social media a lot for my business, but I often do these digital detoxes. And I've recently completed like a 3-week one. And I just got back to basics, and I just felt like I'm not going to post on Insta Story. I'm not going to post on Snapchat. I'm going to take some time out and actually just enjoy the day and allow the day to flow without me thinking, oh my gosh, I need to take a photo. I'm going to record a video. I'm going to reply back to that message. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get, I just needed to step away from all of that to actually just come back to a natural flow with life. Another thing, kind of related to the first one on limiting your time, is your self-talk is absolutely key, okay? You're the one who's got to say stop, right, to yourself. Like, stop reaching for the phone every 2 seconds. Stop reaching for the phone every 10 minutes. Like, just stop and take some time out and leave the phone alone. There was a time when we didn't have phones. I know some of you here might not believe that, but we didn't have these smartphones. We didn't have these, and so we've experienced some parts of life without them. But it is very, very key that your self-talk, your mental language, is that which supports you. Okay, so tell yourself, stop, enough already. Hide the phone, put it somewhere else where you can't just reach for it. Turn it off for a couple of hours. Leave your home without your phone. Oh my gosh, why don't you try that? It's new. Actually, when you do that, going on to the next point, is that you end up being more present. You end up being present in this moment, because this is the only moment which exists. There is no other moment but this one which exists. The past is already done. The beginning of this video is over. The ending of this video is yet to come in the future. And the future only arrives by this present moment, by these stepping stones in each present moment, okay? It's really, really important to understand that being present is what reduces and eliminates anxiety and stress. Yeah, when we're here in this moment, when you're checking in with how you feel, when you're checking in with positive, authentic language, when you are checking in with what you want and how you want to experience this life, you're able to stay in this present moment. When you're not creating stories from the past, or you're not creating stories about a future that hasn't come, you're reducing and eliminating anxiety completely. It takes practice in a world where we're kind of meant to just be on with social media all the time. So I want to encourage you just to step back, come back into this present moment, connect with your breath, connect with how you feel, connect with the anxiety and the anxious thoughts that might be going through your mind. Connect with them and have an authentic conversation to transform and change them into something else. And the last and final point for this video is to use time off and time away from social media to develop your character. So instead of focusing to develop your character and your skills, okay? So instead of focusing on social media and being on there all the time, take some time out and develop your character and develop your skills. Because at the end of the day, if social media was not around, in the future, you as a human being will still exist, right? And so think about developing your character and your skills so that no matter what happens with social media, you're always going to be okay. And some of these things might be developing your confidence, developing your assertiveness, might be developing Negotiation skills, practicing interview skills. Talking to people is huge. A lot of people find it very, very challenging to talk to new people, and they get afraid. What do I say? What don't I say? What if I'm really weird? What if I have nothing to say? And some of these questions can create so much anxiety. But if you are less focused on social media and more focused on developing your skills as a human being, your relationship skills, your professional skills, your study skills, your well-being skills, if you're focused on those, then you can actually balance social media much, much better. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you as a human being, you're still going to be here. And social media, whether it's here or not, you've got to be okay with being the person that you are. So use that time when you are not on social media to be traveling, to be connecting with people, to have conversations, to meet new people, try different experiences, get yourself out into nature. Just do whatever it takes to make this life of yours valuable. Life is today, okay? It's right here, it's right now. This is the only moment which exists. The past is already done, the future is yet to arrive, and your dreams are waiting to be realized physically, right? They are waiting to be realized physically. And your fears are there to be faced, right? None of that is going to happen if you're continually distracted by social media and you feel that pull to go for your phone or whatever it might be. Focus on developing yourself, focus on loving yourself and taking care of who you are and valuing your life for more than social media. The likes and all of that, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You being okay mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually is the most important thing. So on that note, thank you so much for your time. If this video has resonated with you, please do like, please do subscribe and share with your network for more as well. I will be back with another mindset makeover soon, so stay tuned, and thank you once again for your time. Have an amazing day and enjoy being you, enjoy your life, enjoy creating a dream life, because that's what you're here for. Take care, bye.